Gentlemen No Class is proud to be a part of the HC Universal Network. Gentlemen No Class is produced, mixed, and edited by M5 Studios.
This podcast contains explicit language and is intended for adult audiences. The views and opinions of Gentlemen No Class are strictly for comedic purposes and should not be taken literally. For instance, like this disclaimer. Now grab yourself a pint and enjoy.
Welcome to another episode of Gentlemen No Class, a podcast. When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. I'm Jake.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Rob.
And like it or not, gentle ladies and gentlemen, we are the hosts. This is a good beer, Rob.
This is a great beer. And you know what makes it even better? It was free.
It was free from
Our good heights over at I fucked that up. Our good friends over at Eureka Heights Brewing.
Well, guys,
This is the spoils from me putting together a team that did not consist of Jake and Paul, and taking over Seinfeld trivia over there the other night and totally dominating.
Yeah, what was your reason why you didn't come again, Jacob?
He said that's something that only white people do.
What was Seinfeld?
Yeah,
I dab on some Seinfeld, man.
Okay,
I like it. I like Seinfeld.
It's not Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell has a Mexican. I can understand why you like it.
It's not the fucking Goldbergs. Or I don't know what's another one, Big Bang Theory. But I like Big Bang Theory.
I could never. I watched one season and I was like, that was it. And I never.
You know what? You know what's great about the best thing about the Big Bang Theory is if you go on YouTube, there's episodes where they've edited out the laugh track.
Yeah,
it makes the show completely not funny.
It's
really?
It's just a terrible show. All it is them insulting each other for a half hour, like with just the most terrible insults.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like you go watch it, and you're like,
the
oh
laugh
my
track
God.
creates such a different environment.
Yeah.
It
Well, I
really
mean,
does.
that's on any sitcom, though.
That's the whole point. Like, it tells you, basically, it's a guide. Like, hey, you laugh here. We're laughing, so you should be laughing too.
Listen,
that's what it is. Basically,
Yeah,
it
exactly.
tells you when to
But the
laugh.
reason I like that show is because they actually, they go to the comic book store. They're comic book, fans.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff
true.
Like that. So that, they're physicists as well. But
Yeah.
I don't care about that. It's really the pop culture.
nerds.
Yeah. What we got planned for today, guys?
We have nothing planned for today. Just in case you're wondering, this is the Mu Caliente that we're drinking.
That's why you shared it, because there's a little, Mexican in there. Caliente.
I needed you to translate it for me. I think it's a stout with like some cinnamon or something in it. I don't know. It's really good. I'm digging it.
I can definitely have this in the morning, right when I wake up. It's like a coffee
Before you go to
feel.
work?
Yeah, there you go.
Chase it with the Zima.
Do they still make those?
Yeah, I saw somebody
probably.
drink one the other day.
Zimas.
I was in their presence, and I was just terrible. I feel bad for
I
them.
remember my first beer.
Fucking Zima.
So I guess we had some plans for this weekend for this podcast. So we were going to do. Hopefully, we'll reschedule them, but our guests kind of fell through, and so we're soldiering on without them. But we're gonna make that happen. It's gonna be a really good episode when that happens.
Oh, yeah,
but
it'll be fun.
what we haven't done in a long time is just talk about movies that we've seen and TV shows and catch up on all that stuff.
If you don't mind.
There's been some great trailers that have dropped and things that have come out, and Paul's seen some great movies that we were talking about earlier.
Not so great.
He thinks they're great.
It's fucking
Now, from what you were
wonderful to
telling me, that sounds pretty good.
It is, man. It's something like getting older and appreciating movies.
It's hard
like
for me
that.
to make it to a movie theater. I didn't even know that was on movie
Yeah,
theaters.
it's still. It came out actually Thanksgiving. I'm talking about Green Book, by the way.
What is that? Give us
Green
some.
Book. Green Book is based on a true story between Viggo Mortensen plays a driver for I forgot his name. The other actor plays who he chauffeurs, a musician, and it's a period piece in the 1960s, and it's based on an actual book called the Green Book, is what they called a guide for people traveling down south. If you're, you know what I mean.
No,
it's
I don't
basically,
know.
well, just people
of color, yeah,
you know. It's a traveling guide that basically lets you know
okay.
where you can
Where you can shit,
rest,
where you can eat, where
you
you can-
have a hotel, you can
Okay.
eat, and because it was segregation back then
Right. Yeah, I
still
gotcha.
in the South, and
It would tell you like what the customs were, what
exactly.
you could do.
Yeah, it's a guide. So
Okay.
Viggo Mortensen character is using that as a guide to help him.
So Viggo Mortensen's white.
Yeah, he's
right?
Italian. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry, he's Italian. Yes, and the musician's black. And I forgot his name, the actor and the musician's name, but nonetheless.
Freeman?
No, sir. No, it was a good movie. Really, it was. I could see why it's nominated for, I believe, an Oscar, or it was just great. And Peter Farrelly, I was just surprised and how great he did. He wrote that movie as well as directed it. If you're not too familiar with him, he and his brother, the Farrelly brothers, they do Dumb and Dumber, Kingpin. There's Something About Mary. One of the brothers was responsible for the Green Book.
Peter Farrelly. So
Yeah.
the guy's name is Mahershala Ali.
Yes,
He's the guy. He was in.
he's in True Detective.
He was
3.
He was also in Luke Cage season 1. He played Cottonmouth. He was the
Yeah.
bad guy
Oh.
in Luke Cage season 1.
Yeah, the first time I seen him was in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. He
Linda
plays,
Cardellini's in that movie too.
who?
Linda Cardellini. She plays Dolores.
His wife.
Dolores.
His
Oh,
wife.
man, she's
yeah,
hot.
Yeah. You talk about it.
She
Scooby-Doo,
played.
or,
She
or
played
whatever.
Daphne in Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
no, not Daphne. Velma.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still beautiful in
yeah.
her. Yeah,
Very nice.
that's a good movie though. Damn good movie.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very
So,
Joe Cooper-ish. What I
current-
just said.
Current events.
I don't expect you fucking guys to know what that means.
Couple really, really fucking weird things happened the past 2 weeks. Have you seen the fucking Aladdin trailer?
That's a good one that you brought up.
Oh my god, we can talk about this.
Can I
for a minute.
unsee it though?
Oh my god, I wish I could.
It seems like a parody of its fucking self. Like it really does.
Okay, so
Can we
here's
stop making the live action?
yeah, I don't
Shit.
think
I
the
mean, this is my-
the
my-
Lion
my
the
thing.
Lion King one. Did that come out already?
no, not yet. It comes out in
Oh,
June or
okay.
July.
That looks.
That's technically still a cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
There's no
it-
humans
it-
involved.
it's a
How is this live
it's
action?
gonna
Like,
be a shit
the
movie.
animals look more realistic.
I don't know, man.
Like,
The Cinderella movie
I
was
just-
decent. The Beauty and the Beast movie was
No, it's
decent.
fine.
I think the whole reason that Aladdin was great is because of Robin
I
Williams.
love you, Disney, though.
And I don't think that you're going to be able to replace that with Will Smith. You know what? The worst part of that trailer was is the guy who's playing Jafar. His voice sounds like he's a fucking
That's what everybody's
one of
saying.
the bad guys in High School Musical or something.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, that's terrible.
yeah, it's fucking
find
terrible.
me the what does he say? The gene? No, not the
The
what-
lamp
The
or
lamp.
something.
Yeah.
Who will be a good
Over
Robin Williams
there.
replacement then for the
Over
genie?
there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think you could have done that entire movie and used the same cartoon genie and used all of Robin Williams' lines, and you could have made from all his other movies. You could have made more
know.
dialogue with that.
No, actually,
and just
no.
left it
Well,
alone.
the thing is, like Robin Williams left in his will that he didn't want anything. I think in his even when he's dead, nothing to do with anything else, like with that any likeliness or anything whatsoever. So
I could have named a couple.
I don't think that
more.
would
I'm
fly.
pretty sure that Disney probably wrote that into a contract that negates his will.
no, he's pretty stern on it. Like I remember hearing about it. That's
We'll
I
have to
don't-
look that up.
Well,
Man, there's
Look
a
it
couple
up.
actors that I think
Look
that
it
could-
up.
I think better than Will Smith. Not shit on Will
well,
Smith.
see, the thing is,
like maybe
I don't think it's Will Smith's problem, but it's just the not the approach, but the fucking CGI, wherever the fuck it is. That's
He looks
creating.
like
it
absolute
looks
garbage.
terrible.
Will
Yeah,
Smith
that's what
could
it
have
was. No,
done
Will
the
Smith-
voice. If they
Right.
if they would have used more of a likeness of the genie that we're used to, and just let Will Smith do
Like
the
Seymour
voice or
Hoffman
something, or just let Will Smith do the voice of it, and you know what I mean?
I know
like,
what you mean.
That'd
That'd
have
be
been
kinda
that'd have
cool.
been
Well,
way
See, I
better.
didn't know either. Raph was telling me the other day. It's directed by Guy Ritchie. I didn't know Guy Ritchie did fantasy type films
he
like
still
this.
fucking Madonna?
No, she's up for grabs. No, she's mine.
I do like me some Will Smith though. Just it
Yeah,
kind of look
Madonna
weird.
for me, too.
Someone actually photoshopped, Phil Anselmo face on the genie.
I
It was
saw
fucking
somebody
hilarious.
Photoshop-
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, you
I saw
just
somebody
Google it. It's
photo-
fucking hilarious.
I saw somebody Photoshop Terry Crews on there.
Oh yeah,
With his tongue out.
he,
No,
raped,
no.
he raped me. Oh shit!
So
Beautiful.
Speaking of men getting raped,
Beautiful.
did you have you seen the trailers or watched Doom
My
Patrol?
hair, that is.
No, is that the No, I'm thinking of Suicide Squad with what's his name?
Doom
Whatever.
Patrol
No,
is
yeah.
with Negative Man and Cyborg and Robot Man, and Brendan Fraser plays Robot Man.
Oh, interesting.
It's another like super team movie from DC that they're doing. I don't think it's a movie though. I think it's a TV show on their network, the same network that Titans is on. Mm-hmm. That they're doing, you know what I mean?
Right, the DC Universe.
Yeah, the DC Universe
channel or whatever.
Yeah. So you haven't watched any of that?
No. I have not. No, sir.
Damn. I have not watched it yet, but I saw it pop up. They're making a Tolkien movie. Have you seen that?
No. What?
Based on the life of J.R. Tolkien.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I have not seen that.
And the guy that plays Tolkien is Nicholas Hoult. The guy that played Beast.
Oh, yeah, okay.
In the X-Men movies, and he was also in...
he's playing Tesla as well as that.
Yeah, he is.
The Current Wars.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so he plays Tolkien, and it's supposedly based on it's his formative years.
Okay, interesting.
As he's coming up, and
I'm looking forward to is Amazon's exclusive series.
Oh yeah,
the Lord of the Rings series.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
I can't wait.
I don't know what they're gonna do with it though. They said that I've heard rumors that they're not gonna do the books. Like they may base it on the Silmarillion, which is like the encyclopedia of Tolkien, kind of like the backstory that's not told in the books.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Okay, like the whole blueprint to it, the Bible.
Yeah. So basically, like in the Tolkien universe, in the Lord of the Rings, we meet, that Sauron is the big bad. You know what I mean? He's the big bad guy in that movie, but he's really an underling, and he's not very powerful when it comes to like the big scheme of things, like of evilness, and the Silmarillion is almost like an appendix to the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit. It kind of gives you more information on the previous ages, like who Gandalf the Grey were, and Saruman the White, and Radagast the Brown, and the other wizards that were there, and like what their purpose was, why they were on Middle Earth, and how powerful they really are, and what their mission was. And anyway, it goes into a lot of things that aren't explained.
Yeah, don't go too far. I think Jacob's getting bored because he's not a Lord of the Ring fan.
No, that's true. But I'm more curious. Did you just say appendix or appendix? I mean, is that how you say it? I might be shooting my own self in the foot.
An appendix is your okay.
Organ. I always thought organ. So it's called appendix.
Appendix.
I did not know that.
That's how I pronounce it.
Oh,
I could be wrong. I also said biopic for a long time and was corrected.
Well, Paul says pianist, and I always went with pianist.
It is pianist.
Yeah, okay.
Sexy. I didn't know that.
Okay. Just came in. WWE Royal Rumble next year. They just announced their date, and not the date, but the location.
Is it in Houston?
In Houston, man.
Oh.
Can you imagine where though? Take a guess.
It's gonna be. Is it gonna be in Toyota Center?
Nope.
Is it gonna be in NRG?
Nope. That's where you would think.
Warehouse Live.
Minute Maid Park, buddies.
No.
Yes.
Why?
Why? I don't know.
Why would you do it at Minute Maid?
Let's phone in Ryan Davidson.
You only get 3 sides. You only get 3 sides to the ring.
I don't know. That's what they have. It's on comicbook.com, guys.
Triangle match? What was that?
No.
3 sides of the ring.
Yeah, so if you think about Minute Maid, Minute Maid only has seats on 3 sides of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, because there's a walkway on one side where the train, you know what I mean? Yeah. The Crawford boxes are kind of right there.
Did you tell him that?
Yes, I told him. Have it at fucking Minute Maid Park.
What did he say?
Well,
I mean, did you tell him that? It wasn't your first idea wasn't good, though.
What was your first idea?
To have it at Minute Maid Park. That he fucked up, basically. You fucked up, and what did they say there?
I don't know what the fuck you're going with this.
Okay. I just thought we had an inside for once.
You did not.
Okay.
I
didn't know you were in my head.
One, I don't know. I've got 2 little girls, but yesterday we were watching the Frozen 2 trailer.
Oh, how was that? There's another one coming out?
Yeah, it's coming out.
Why wouldn't it?
So here's the thing.
Buttload of money. Shit.
Right. So here's the thing about the Frozen 2 trailer. It's going to be the first Disney Princess sequel that's released in movie theaters. There's a bunch of, all those movies have sequels, but they're all like straight to DVD. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the first one that's actually going to be released in theaters.
Challenge accepted. I gotta find one. I'm sure there's another
there's
one.
not, because I read it on the official Disney release.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Damn it! Shit. Stump the raw bit.
I said Disney princess movie. So there are other Disney animated movies, obviously, that have been released as sequels in the theaters and stuff. But this is a Disney princess movie. And speaking of Disney princesses, somebody put online the other day on Reddit or something like that. They were like, well, Disney now owns Fox, and Fox owns Rocky Horror Picture Show. Oh. So does that make the transvestite a Disney princess?
Oh,
Dr. Frankfurter, is he a Disney princess now?
Hey,
oh shit!
You know, they're going to make DC made. I think it's called Black Label, and it's for the mature audiences. So they have that's where Batman laid out his dick in Batman Damned #1.
Okay, didn't pick that up. You must have though.
No, I read it somewhere because
sure you did.
No, because they halted #3. People were expecting Batman Damned #3, but DC pushed it back for whatever reason. I don't know. But then I was reading a little bit more into the article, and that's where apparently Batman showed his schlong. So,
for fun,
yeah, fuck it. It's called a Bat Dick.
I'll believe him.
I don't need a utility belt.
Have you been watching? Do you watch any of the DC animated movies that they release that are based on the comic books and stuff?
The last one I saw was The Death of Superman.
Okay, yeah, I watched that.
That's a good one.
I just watched that last week.
No, it's a really good one.
So I also have the follow-up.
Yeah, if you saw the review on GentlemanNoClass.com, Rob, you would have read that. I already watched that.
Go fuck yourself, okay? But I have Reign of Superman. I was going to watch that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Reign of the Superman, which is the follow-up to that. In the comics, that Reign of the Superman is kind of like for people that don't know, a lot of times comics, when they do long runs of things, they'll bundle them all together in what they call trades. Isn't that what they call them? Like
the trade paperback. It's just really 5 issues. Well, for the most part.
The Return of Superman book that I had when I was younger, God, was 2 or 3 inches thick.
Get it out, baby.
And it was, it was across all the platforms. And
it's more like a story. Okay, you're right. It's more like a story.
It's like
most story arcs.
Marvel
for the most part,
Marvel did that with Civil War when Civil War came out. I mean, it was a big story arc for them. You know what I mean? So, anyway, the Reign of the Superman, it looks like it's most of that Return of the Superman, where Superman comes back from the dead and shit like that. So, I'm kind of interested to watch that. I mean, I don't know how much you've gotten into. I like that Superman mythos a little bit, but I'm not huge into like their other. I kind of like the Green Lantern. The Green Lantern and Superman are kind of like the DC and Batman. But like, I could really give a shit less about the Flash and Reverse Flash and like all the speedster thing. I don't get. I mean, I know you're wearing a Flash shirt right now, but
that's cool, man. No, I mean, listen,
I don't. Maybe if I got into it a little bit more, but I really can't.
Fucking color syncing. Fucking tell me.
Yeah. But I mean,
were you at work?
Reddish.
I mean, I'm sorry.
No, you know me. I don't work. What's work?
I didn't know that.
There's just so much content out there, man. And Batman's my #1 go-to. Just I have not caught up to any of the new shit. And now that I saw that, Batman shows his penis, I'm picking that issue.
You'll definitely be getting that.
Oh, yeah,
one.
absolutely, for sure.
Damn, it takes you back. Well, not the penis part, just Batman, back in the 90s. And a penis part.
I don't know if you're following, but you should be following Houston Comic Palooza on Instagram.
Yes.
They started releasing a couple of the guests that are going to be there, obviously building up, speaking of WWE, Trish Stratus and Lita are going to be there.
Yes, sir.
They announced that on Valentine's Day. So there's a lot of stuff that there's a lot of people that have announced that I feel like I'm out of the loop. I don't know who the fuck
the guy
they
from
are.
Saving Private Ryan. Is it Davies? Is it William Davies? I believe.
I don't know.
The Saving Private Ryan. The guy that's like, I don't want to shoot anybody. I'm scared.
Oh, the little weasel. I don't know his name.
He's going to be there.
Oh,
he's going to go there and just shake him like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? What the hell's wrong with you?
The fuck, man?
John Wesley Shipp, who was on the Flash, he was on the Flash TV show a while back.
That's in the 90s, early 90s, I think, right?
Yeah. Andrew Devoff, he was on Lost. He's been done.
The guy that's in
Jeremy Davies is
going,
who you're
keep
talking
going.
about.
Jeremy Davies, there you
yeah,
go.
he was on Lost also, and he was in The Flash.
The guy. You ever seen Toy Soldiers?
Which one is that?
The one with Sean Astin in a boy reform school, and he escapes and is being held hostage by some Colombian drug lord.
Oh yeah, that's a great fucking movie.
The bad guy is going to be there.
Oh,
I forgot his name.
I need to watch that fucking movie. It's got what is that black guy?
Will Wheaton's in there.
No, what's the black guy who's running the
Oh, the run of shit. I don't know.
outside the good guys like
Yeah.
the army or whatever.
Yeah,
What's
he's like the
not,
dean
not
of the
Sidney
school.
Poitier, but
don't fucking
he's
know.
one. He was in Iron Eagle. What the fuck is that guy's name?
We'll find it, baby. That's for you, Rob. I'll find it.
You're gonna find it for me.
I'm gonna find it. Yeah, but
Louis Gossett Jr.
there we go.
Pretty sure he was in Toy Soldier.
Maybe.
Toy Soldiers, wasn't he?
I don't know. I'm still trying to confirm that. But yeah, so he's going to be there. I don't know who else. Well, it's still kind of early, you know.
Yeah, it is. It's. We've got a couple of months until, until Comic Palooza. So we're gonna
Andrew
be there.
Divoff. Forgive me if I.
Yeah, he's gonna
mispronounced
be
that.
there. He's gonna be there.
And yes, you're right, Gossett Jr.
Yes, Dean Parker.
But he's not going to be there. Gossett Jr.
Oh yeah, I wish he was there. That'd be cool.
Is he still alive?
Pretty sure. Yeah, he doesn't have a death date on IMDb, so pretty sure he's still kicking it.
Yeah.
That confirms it.
So I watched a couple of. Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
Paul.
no.
You were interjecting.
You were interjecting.
No,
Come on.
I was. Did you guys hear about Vice?
No.
You know what Vice is?
The movie.
No, the website.
Oh, is that where they? I think.
Massive layoffs, like in their shitty
no, no, I think so.
journalism.
Yeah. It's like a YouTube thing, right?
It's just terrible, awful. So-called like journalism, but it's pseudo. It's terrible. Like they didn't do the
Like
research.
Alex Jones
They had like a
journalism?
yeah. Like it's just like way left wing, way left. Just extremist kind of,
On the opposite
views.
side
Like,
of
it's just
Alex
crazy.
Jones?
Yeah, you could say that just for leftists. So like, it's just so ridiculous. A lot of the shit was just like man hating and feminist this, blah blah blah. And like it was just it was like anti, typical if you're male, straight white male kind of shit agenda. That's basically what it is. Everybody's racist. Everybody's a rapist. Everybody's this and that. Like it's so they throw those words around left and right. And like and they're one of many of several of, I don't know, these type of outlets, and hopefully this is a big one because they're crumbling. It's just like I said, there's like massive layoffs because they're doing so shitty.
Right. Well.
Hopefully the other ones
So this
follow
is like
suit.
This
basically,
is
like
internet tabloid.
yes,
kinda.
you could say that. Yeah, that's a good
So you're
analogy.
telling me the Onion is still surviving over?
But the
well, the
Onion
Onion's
is
a
awesome.
satire. The
Yeah,
Onion is satire.
purposefully satiristic. You know what I mean?
That's what makes it funny. The irony with it is like you think this shit is satire, but these people are legitimate on their views or whatever they're fucking spewing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I see that shit all the time. Like Rob said earlier, I shouldn't be on the internet. I think too much. Whatever. Blah blah blah. That's just me.
It'll
but
make you go
I've
blind.
seen and read a lot of all that shit on there, and it's just ridiculous. And like it can't fucking.
Yeah,
and
well.
people trash it, and that's what's great about it. People are aware of this, and I think that's what bringing them down because you can't fake that from the other side of like it's just so obvious, and especially on YouTube, like a lot of the ratios, like it's so negative. The comments and the dislikes are just they get trashed. Like there's like no support. It's like it's no wonder they're crumbling.
Right.
So people are finally seeing it for what it is, and hopefully.
Well, that's good though. I mean,
exactly.
like,
I agree.
I
That's what I'm
think
getting to.
that's-
I'm glad that people are just not buying that bullshit. Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Like they're cracking down. I heard on Facebook too. They want to, or no, it's on Facebook, maybe YouTube, conspiracy theories like videos, like anything like that's really very dismissive, and they're gonna start cracking down on that shit. Like I don't know about that. It's like hard to think about that. It's like man, so like anything that's not really technically
To their level
it's probably like
of
a
taste.
theory. It's just a theory regardless. So therefore it's misleading information. About they're gonna ban it or some shit. It's something like that, and it's like that's kind of I don't know what to think about that.
Well, I mean-
I can understand what they're doing because I don't like disinformation either.
Right.
There's too many. It's hard to get.
But who's going to be the one that's going to say that that's true information or not? You know?
right? But
a lot
that's
of
what's
it's
saying. Like
subjective.
the thing is, like I try to find I asked, I asked somebody one time, like, where can you find an actual non-biased news source? Like, where? Mm-hmm. And he's like, man, it's hard. The only thing you could do is, like, if you're, like, looking something up, like, currently what's going on, and, like, you just Google it, and then you review, like, 10 or 15 of those results.
Right.
And just get, like, you'll start to see, like, a common theme or common denominator, things that it kind of filter itself out. Like, this site says, like, maybe like 10 of those sites, I don't know, those 15 sites, you'll you'll get to like a middle ground of like what's it called? I'm all over the place, but you common denominator basically.
Yeah, exactly.
You just you judge from there, and you're basically judging from there based on that. Like that's what you can do for what you think is credible.
Right.
Just go with the most.
So what are they going to do with Tom DeLonge whenever he unleashes all this shit? They're going to be like, it's not factual. You're done.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know. It's getting tricky. It's getting crazy how quickly these rules change, and I don't know. It just. We'll see what happens, man. Like I'm just a spectator in all this.
We all are.
We all are. But it's interesting to sit back and
man.
Observe, and how quickly though, man. It's ridiculous.
Oh, they're building a fucking wall.
Well, it's a reflection of our technology.
Like Bob Dylan said, man, the times they are changing.
Yeah, that's true.
I think parallel with their technology is, like I said, it's a reflection.
This is not a Black Mirror episode.
No,
this is real life. You know that, right?
No shit, but you don't think about it. Okay, forget it.
Anything can happen, though, man.
Technology, the better it's gotten, so is our fucking lives, and also the way we live it.
I know.
So the faster shit comes out, is the faster it changes our fucking lives. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, some 70-year-old dude was like, "Do you got Apple Pay here?" Like, fuck you, man. That's what I'm like. Yeah.
So you're saying that the fucking cutting edge technology doesn't have Apple Pay?
No.
Weak sauce, dude.
And I would like to take you cut that my employment out of
the
podcast.
You know, what's your biggest fear?
What? Being
the possibility that love isn't enough.
Love isn't enough.
Think about that, right? Yeah.
Okay, moving on. So
okay.
Twin Peaks reference. I'm sorry.
So we had I've been at home. I've been stuck at home and for the past couple of weeks. For all day. And kind of watching different things.
Oh, cool! We could have been hanging out,
like X videos and Pornhub, and
besides that, that's
doing that together.
I've got like 12 hours in a day. That you're killing that's like maybe a minute and a half.
11 hours.
Yeah, what am I going to do with the rest of the time?
That's true. What a waste and a mess.
A couple of episodes for season 13 of Ancient Aliens came out, and I was watching those.
Oh, nice.
And people make fun of that show, but it can be a little extreme sometimes. But I think that this year is something to do with one of the anniversary releases of Eric Von Daniken's groundbreaking book, Chariot of the Gods. Mm-hmm. Have you read it? Is that all? Anyway, I mean, I hate to. I'm breaking in. I want to come back to that because there's some really cool things that like I want to get y'all's take on and see what y'all think about it. But there's some movies that I got to watch this week. Also, like I got to watch Bumblebee last night.
Oh, okay.
I finally watched Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I don't know why I watched it, but I was watching it with my wife, and then I watched that movie Annihilation.
Okay.
With Natalie Portman. Have you seen it?
No.
Paul, have you seen it?
Which one is it?
Annihilation.
Oh, is that like when she goes in a forest or something like that?
Yeah, they go into the shimmer.
She's trying to save her husband?
Yeah,
or something like that?
Yeah.
I heard it's pretty fucking dark.
It's pretty dark. Like, I don't, like, I got to the end of it and I was like, what in the fuck is going on?
Does it have
here?
a kind of a rival kind of vibe? You don't talk. Have you seen Arrival? With
yeah, I have. It does not.
Adams,
okay, it kind of just based on a trailer. It kind of felt like.
I mean,
but
dude,
a lot darker.
This movie is seriously fucked up. Like,
oh, God, don't ruin it.
Annihilation.
Yeah,
I think we have it.
Yeah,
you should watch it. It's not good. It's not great, but it's good enough. Like, I watched it and I was like, man, this is kind of fucked up.
Mm-hmm. There's a fucking movie you guys need to check out. Like, I want to check out so bad. Mm-hmm. It's called Maddie with Nicolas Cage. Like it looks fucking crazy. It's just his over the top performances. Like, is perfect for this film.
Is this one actually
it's
brings back Nicolas Cage or no? 'Cause
no.
I heard
Well,
he's like kind of
this is basically it's a fantasy like horror thriller type film. They said like the first half is like the most beautiful, like as far as like visionary and like effects, and I don't know, just it's supposed to be like the first half is like beautiful and the second half is like hellish.
Oh, okay.
And basically his girl, Nicolas Cage's character, I'm assuming it's his girlfriend. She falls into the hands of a like satanic cult, and they're doing all these rituals and shit like that. And I think they send her to to hell or something, to another dimension. It's crazy. It looks
Interesting.
Yeah, you check out the trailer. This director, like I forget his first movie. It's something called I think it's called Beyond the Rainbow or something like that. I don't know. That looks crazy too. Like it's kind of like sci-fi neo noir.
Hold on, what's the name of this movie?
Maddie.
Maddie's the one I've been talking about, but that is the same director did his first film was called
okay.
I think it's Beyond
How
the
do you
Rainbow.
spell that, Maddie?
Maddy.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, it looks fucking crazy. It just
I can't. It's a short movie. It's
a feature film.
It's
not a
not
short
coming
film.
up on IMDb.
Did I say it right? I mean, did I?
Or Maggie.
No, it's Maddie.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Anyway, I thought one of y'all had seen Annihilation.
Nah.
So
Damn it.
Nah.
Anyway,
I end
No,
up seeing.
hold on. I gotta get this correct. This is not right. I've been.
what did you see?
Nick, hold on, wait. Nicholas
hold on.
Cage.
We're not waiting
Yeah,
on
we're
you.
not
You
waiting.
keep-
Yeah.
We'll come back to you.
Mandy.
Mandy.
I'm sorry, Mandy. Mandy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's a Barry Manilow song, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It makes a little.
I'm fucking wrong.
Yeah. Mandy from
I'm
Can't Hardly
always
Wait.
wrong.
Have you ever seen Can't Hardly Wait? That's the song. That's
Mandy,
the song.
Amanda, Mandy.
Amanda. Hey, Amanda.
So Preston is a guy
Preston
who's kind of
Myers?
tall, who wears T-shirts
sometimes.
Preston.
That's the Jason Segel scene.
Oh yeah.
That's like one of his first movies.
Yeah, he was in.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Preston.
You know who else was hip?
Velma.
Velma.
Oh, Velma. There you go. That's
she
right.
was a hip lady.
It's a great movie. They don't make
It
movies like
is.
that
They
anymore.
don't make movies like that anymore, man. Peter Fasolini was in that movie, and he was fucking terrible. He's terrible in everything, but I don't know. That movie is one of my favorites.
No,
There's so many people in that movie that like you forget are in that movie. Fucking what's the girl that was in Clarissa Explains It All? Melissa Joan Hart.
Melissa
She's
Joan
in that
Hart. Yeah,
movie.
she's in that movie.
She don't want to try to get the sign a yearbook.
Yes.
Yes.
Or
That's
the
her.
whole movie. Or
Yeah.
Shit.
Ethan Embry is great in that movie, and then
Lead, right?
yeah, he plays Preston.
Preston Myers.
Preston Myers.
Fucking
Seth Myers. Seth Green is in there.
Yeah. Stuck in a toilet.
What's that chick from Dead Like Me is in there, or 6 Feet Under? The redhead that was
She's
Stuck
the one
with
from
Seth
Not
Green?
Another
Yeah.
Teen Movie.
that's Anna Faris.
No,
isn't it?
no, I don't know. Maybe.
Anyway, there's a lot of good actors and actresses in that movie. There's a lot of good quotable lines in that
The black
movie.
guy from Save the Last Dance is in there.
Oh yeah, and he's like, "You remember when we were dancing? Well, I had this huge boner." And
No, that's not him. That's not,
Oh, not that guy?
No. Like, yeah, man, we were thinking about ditching our girlfriends, but, they just got us tickets to Pearl Jam.
concert. Oh yeah, we got
Like, when
Pearl
is
Jam
it?
tickets.
And the guy's like, August. August? You guys fucking suck.
And then the next morning they're like, "We should ditch our lame ass girlfriends." I've been trying to tell you, man.
Great movie. Haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Can't hardly wait. I'm
Hardly
assuming,
Wait,
Paul,
man.
you never seen it?
Yeah, hell yeah, I've seen it. It's a good movie. I'm just listening. I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to think
Fucking
about
great
there's a
movie,
scene
man.
like
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Oh my
In her
god,
prime.
yeah.
Enterprise. Yeah, I just had
Take a
the
breath.
hugest boner.
You remember that scene? She's like, "Oh my god!"
Remember that thing?
What's
fucking
that?
great.
The kid, the nerdy kid.
Yeah.
The one that ended up
Let's
becoming
lose.
the most popular kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that night at the
William?
party. William, yeah.
William.
Remember, he's talking to Peter Fasinelli's character. He's like, and Peter Fasinelli, they're all drunk, and he's like, "You remember that day you had to give that big important speech?" And he's like,
was
"Yeah,
it?"
yeah." And he's like, and I tripped you when you were walking up there in front of the whole school, and everybody laughed. And he's like, yeah. And he goes, I'm really sorry.
No, like, when was that?
That was this morning at graduation.
You know, whoever played, in Hook, William in King Hardly Wait, he also played in Hook.
Oh, yeah,
but
that's right.
he became a fucking, like, big-time student, like, at Columbia University, and does really well for himself, apparently.
That's good.
Wow, good for him.
I think that's one of his last movies. He's like,
Yeah.
fuck this shit, I'm done.
Yeah.
I can make more money doing something else, and apparently...
That is
Right,
him.
a little safer, I guess. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So the movie I
Nice
saw
chance.
the other day is The Sisters
A Yaya
The
Hood?
Sisters Brothers. And it's pretty much with John C. Reilly and Joaquin Phoenix. It's a Western set in like the 1800s. They're assassins. They work for the Commodore, and the Commodore sends them out and, brings people in or puts hits on people, whatever, and kills them. And then I don't know if I want to ruin it. I mean, it's a decent movie. It's not like a great fucking movie, but it's worth watching.
Is it?
Yeah.
A lot of flybys here,
Yeah.
boys.
They're in the middle of like
not
capturing a
great.
guy, and this guy kind of like, I developed this,
Damn.
this mixture that I could throw in water and the gold will appear during the gold rush, and I'm very valuable. So that's the reason why they're trying to kill him.
They're ruining it.
Well, I mean, it's more to it, but that's kind of like the premise
Is
of
it? Is it a comedy?
There is some comedic elements to it.
Because I can't take John C. Reilly.
No,
serious.
he's actually pretty good. No,
That's how he started.
yeah, and Never Been Kissed. You ever
Serious
seen that movie?
roles.
He was kind of a hard ass editor for the newspaper.
I've never seen that movie.
Never Been
but
Kissed, no?
I just.
Yeah.
You ever seen Perfect Storm?
You ever
Where
seen?
he was a lard
you ever
ass?
seen
I remember
fucking-
in Guardians.
Yeah,
Guardians of the-
from
oh,
there,
yeah, that's
you ever
right,
Seen
he was
Boogie
in Perfect
Nights?
Storm. Oh, yeah.
You see Boogie Nights?
Boogie
He's
Nights,
fucking
yeah.
on film.
That's true.
Badass.
Okay.
Pseudo karate and shit with Mark fuking Wahlberg. Marky Mark.
Mark.
There's several
Wahlberg.
That's who could play the
Versus-
genie. Burt Reynolds.
Isn't Burt
Yeah,
Reynolds?
but he's I keep
Burt Reynolds
telling
is
you,
dead.
he's
Okay.
72.
Okay, Philip
Years
Seymour
old,
Hoffman.
and he's dead.
He's dead too.
Okay, David Carradine.
Now you're just going for dead people for fun. And then you're not telling me either. And that's insulting. That's selfish. I want in on the
Yeah,
fun.
that's.
All right, next is Pee Wee Herman. No, he's alive. Fuck. I got nothing. I love Pee Wee. Don't fuck with my Pee Herman. Pee Wee Herman.
Pee-
Don't touch with my.
I think he names
Don't
his-
touch my pee.
That's correct.
Pee-wee.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting.
Only if you let me pay you.
So anyway, back to the. I want to get y'all's take on this because I was watching this Ancient Aliens thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm already fucking laughing.
Why? Just because your dad watches it?
Well, yeah, Cliff. It's awesome.
It's you're watching Ancient Aliens. Just
It's
go
a
on.
great show.
I know it is, but go on.
Anyway, so
It was a great show. No, I'm just kidding.
it had
no,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's 13 seasons
Yeah.
in. It really could have stopped after 5 or
Ancient
6.
theorist.
Ancient alien theorists
Theorists
postulate.
theorize.
They don't even. Yeah, they theorize. They
There's
don't
no
even-
sightings, I'll tell you that. You ever seen sightings? in
That
the
shit was
90s?
scary.
That shit was great, but no, I don't want
Or
to interject that
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're
Okay.
talking about return to Mars. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
that's the big hot button top. In space travel. Colonizing Mars and terraforming Mars, things like that. Well, so this one guy brings up this theory that he has that kind of. So let me rewind this a little bit for people that don't know. Eric Von Daniken in the 70s wrote a book called Chariots of the Gods, where he's not a scientist, but he was a hotel manager in Switzerland. And he saved up and used all his money, and he would go to all these ancient sites, Machu Picchu, Chichen Itza, all the Stonehenge, all these
Yeah.
sites all around the world, and so that he could see them himself and things like that. And he postulated these theories that what if like all these ancient Babylonia and ancient Sumeria and ancient Egypt, the Aztecs, the Incas, what if these gods that they worshipped were aliens that had come to Earth, for whatever reason, mining minerals or, whatever they came here for.
Procreate, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. You
I've
know what I
heard-
mean?
I think I've heard that theory.
That they came to Earth, and that's that's where all these stories come from. You know what I mean? Like, that's where their quote unquote gods come from. And that's where the whole Ancient Aliens theory started, was with Eric Von Daniken. He started that. So that was back in the 70s. So
That documentary is hard to watch.
Which one?
The old one. I watched
Chariots of the Gods?
Yeah.
Ancient Aliens is a lot easier to watch because Giorgio Tsoukalos is really crazy, and
the hair.
He's pretty funny.
The hair.
He's like, yeah, he always does. Could it be aliens? Yes, it could. He always,
now who sold
it?
So
him
anyway,
or Mark Hoppus? Who had the
Fuck
hairdo
you.
first?
Giorgio Tsoukalos has been rocking that hair for a long time, man.
Versus who?
Mark Hoppus, dude. Mark Hoppus's hair is fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Still or before?
Yeah,
or
now.
No.
Anyway, so
You got in a wreck or what? What happened?
He's bringing up all these things, and people can get into it, and you can research as much as you want onto it. Basically, the theory is like, if you were an ancient culture with no, an ignorant culture, all you knew was yourself and nothing outside of it, and aliens came to Earth, how would you interpret technology that you had never seen, heard, been able to replicate on your own? How would you interpret, would you interpret that as magic? Would you interpret that as, how would you be able to convey that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There, you can relate this to kind of some verses in the Bible where they talk about different people's encounters with angels,
right?
And how they describe angels. And there's a lot of Bible verses that, every time an angel appears, it's described differently. And a lot of scholars equate that to, because they really have no comparison to what they're looking at. Right. They're trying to compare something that's incomparable to anything else that they have any kind of reference for. So if you take that back to, ancient Babylon, Sumerian cultures, things like that, where they're looking at aliens that have come to Earth for whatever reason, whether they were mining gold or procreating, had
fucking
I
like that.
You know what I mean? Like whatever they were doing here, that's how would you interpret their technology? Because the way that Eric Von Daniken puts it, and he started his theory based on, he's a devout Christian. He may be a Catholic. But he said he had, over the years, his faith has not wavered at all, except he was a kid and had some questions, and that's where this all started. Basically, he's like, my God doesn't need anything to move around. He's just God. He his will be done. You know what I mean? And so he's reading and all these ancient cultures and things like that, like the Bhagavad Gita in India and things like that. It's all about these. There's a lot. They all talk about ancient wars in the sky with flying metal discs and all these things, like these gods came in on machines and things. You know what I mean? Like, and he's like, well, if you're a god, why would you need that? So that's where his theory started coming from. Maybe these, what they interpret as gods, are aliens.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's where the whole ancient aliens thing started. What are you laughing at, Paul?
Nothing. You said Vita, and I think of the Inagata Vita.
That's what you're laughing at?
Yeah.
No.
Jesus Christ.
I have a very distractible mind. Come on, what do you want from me?
Interesting.
Anyway, so
I'm listening though. I'm listening.
They keep going further, and so this other guy postulates this theory that we're learning more and more every day about Mars, and the big goal is to colonize Mars, to expand off of Earth. So this guy postulates this theory about evolution. So he says that I don't know if in the fossil record, there's one of the biggest mysteries that in the fossil record is the doubling of the human brain size over a course of about 2 million years.
Right.
Where from monkey to human.
DMT.
Yeah. So there's a book called Food of the Gods by Terrence McKenna. Joe Rogan references it, and it talks about why. Basically, monkeys were experimenting with new food sources, and maybe they ate psilocybin mushrooms, and that caused them to see things differently.
Would you try that?
Psilocybin mushroom.
Yeah.
Well, he's talking about DMT.
That's what I'm saying. DMT, isn't that the?
I tried.
Yeah.
No,
I tried.
Yeah.
I tried acid before too.
Oh, okay.
It's a humbling experience.
I have not. I've had acid once
without like someone like kind of looking over.
No,
you
have to have somebody with you.
That's what I'm
saying. It's not as intense. I mean, it can be, but it's knowing like, okay, I'm on a substance and just being aware of that and just having control and everything's fine. I was just hanging out with Raph and just watching Third Rock from the Sun. It was amazing. It was
so Raph was your guy.
Yeah, he's done it before. So yeah, right.
So,
but anyway,
let me get through this. So
yeah.
Anyway, so this guy is postulating that I don't know if you've ever heard when scientists talk about the missing link.
Yes.
You know what that means? So the missing link is what they talk about, this link between Neanderthals and humans, basically modern day humans, where the brain size becomes more prevalent than the mouth size or something like that. Anyway, it's the shift, the paradigm shift in the fossil record of basically an animal-esque to more of a modern thinking man, self-aware person. You know what I mean? But
right.
and that link we haven't found that link yet. You can go back in the fossil record and look and see steady evolution up from apes, through
right.
What you think of evolution in a man. But when you really look at the fossil record, there's a very large chunk missing that they haven't quite found yet. There have been gaps filled here and there on it, but they haven't really closed that final gap between that last stage of evolution where man becomes self-aware.
Right. So an alien came and banged the ape.
So what the theory postulates is when you think about the evolution of any other animal on planet Earth, they're all perfectly adapted to their environment, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's an evolutionary trait. That's the basis of the theory of evolution that Darwin put out. Survival of the fittest, you adapt to your environment. So when you really think about it, humans, when you go outside, you got to wear sunglasses. Your eyes aren't really adapted to being outside.
No. Well,
you go outside, you get
subjective.
If you're outside,
yeah, I can see.
You wear sunscreen.
I'm not wide enough to wear sunglasses. I'm sorry.
You wear sunscreen or clothing so you don't get sunburnt.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
If you're white, I don't get sunburnt. I tan. I'm sorry. I'm playing devil's advocate here.
You wear clothes though.
Dickhead is what you're doing.
I'm sorry. No, but you make valid point. That is a valid point though, because you do burn.
Humans are very when compared to every other animal on Earth, we are very frail in comparison.
Right, no, absolutely.
So why is that?
Interesting.
Why is that? Because he postulates that we were evolved in a different way, and we were guided in this way for a specific reason.
Interesting.
So we weren't allowed to follow natural evolutionary tactics because basically, like that you can track evolution in animals and how long an environmental change happens before the animals adapt to it. How long that change takes from the original animal, through evolutionary branches that didn't work to the one that did. And it all follows a basic pattern, and humans don't follow that pattern. Humans don't follow that pattern, and they don't follow the timeline either. Like we have been, for a couple of thousand years, humans have been, Homo sapiens have been around, and that's what they're saying. Like we have adapted our environment to us instead of us adapting to our environment.
Exactly. Yes.
And that is the big mystery in the fossil record. So this guy is postulating that a few thousand years ago, when Mars was dying, they brought and seeded Earth basically with humans and made us to be able to come up and give make it so that we could go back and fix Mars later. And that's why Mars holds such a special reverence in all these ancient cultures and even our modern day culture. Every culture around the world, since in all around the globe, Mars has held such a, even when they didn't even know what it was.
Right.
All of them recorded. It's obviously a very different kind of thing in the sky. It's red because of the reflection of the light, obviously.
Right.
But it's always held a different place, and he postulates that that's what's called like genetic memory, basically. You know what I mean? So like ingrained in our DNA is this thing to be curious about Mars,
right?
And because for whatever reason behind that,
interesting.
So it's a very interesting theory. I don't know what I kind of want to do some more research and read some more about it.
So,
but
I mean, are you saying that like if we were to like actually live in the days of caveman, we would eventually adapt? But since we created structures that hold shelter and have running water and be more, we adapted and evolved into like being away from the UV rays, and that's why we're kind of sensitive to the sun.
Right. So like if you look at the natural path of evolution from like the Neanderthals and things like that, and like they were evolving, yes, to use weapons and things, but even that evolutionary branch like is evolving away from, the natural evolution of animals. And that's what scientists have always wondered, like, why? Why did that happen? Like, every animal evolves almost in the exact same way. And all of a sudden, here comes this one animal that evolves into, humans, into Homo sapiens. Why? Like, what triggered that? Like, what made that evolutionary branch special? You know what I mean? And he, like, this guy's postulating that it wasn't selective, it was made that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, all the great apes have fur covering their whole bodies for insulation, things like that. We have a lot of similar things like family hierarchical structures that we still carry to this day. But there's a lot of things that were basically quote unquote turned off genetically. And like he's, that's one of the things that they're trying to figure. Like the environment didn't change enough to force other animals to change that much. Why did humans change that much? Kind of, so it's an interesting theory. It's one of those things that really makes you kind of think about like the nature of evolution and kind of, things that happen. So
I mean, that I like to check that out. That's very interesting.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty interesting.
So today, and since we're kind of in that same topic to a certain degree, it's going to be very off topic for what I'm about to say right now. But today in the news, in I think it was in Midtown, they caught this guy on a bestiality scheme, and he was just an average Joe. No one thought that he was into this stuff.
Of course.
But I mean, he was all into like he had 3 dogs, and he offered these dogs to have sex with his undercover officer. No, right?
Hold on. Fuck my dogs.
What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
Were the dogs male and the officer female?
I don't know. Does it matter really?
I'm just trying to get a good visual mental picture
sword
going
fighting.
on
So
here.
what I'm trying to say is that what if in that missing link thing, everybody was trying to have a little fun with everybody or everything, and there was a species that that was. So I don't know. It's weird, but that's how evolution eventually evolves,
That's
we always have the sick mind. Apparently, I guess I don't know what it is.
So we have a set number of chromosomes,
right? Right.
You know what I mean? That's why humans can't breed
I know
with
that.
dogs.
Yeah, I know that. But
so you have.
But we can't vouch that like millions and millions of years ago. We don't know.
Yes, we can, because you can millions. You're talking millions of years ago. But they can deduce that from the fossil record. Like, they can figure out, like, they've sequenced genetically, bones and things that they found from, Neanderthals and things like that, and found, like, how much difference. That's how they know, like, how much genetic material humans differentiate from apes.
So what does evolution comes from? Just a certain species evolving,
adapting to its environment.
Adapting to its environment.
Yeah.
Hey, can you give me another beer, actually, please?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Then that will rule out aliens coming and banging us. Then.
I want that to happen.
Maybe.
Though. I want.
Well, see, exactly.
That still could happen.
It still could happen.
Do you want one, Paul?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
working on
Fuck
this
you.
bit.
Fuck you.
You want
Take it.
another one?
Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it.
Leave me alone.
But no, that's a very interesting topic. I don't know if it was as interesting as the guy getting caught with, in the bestiality scheme.
I
but-
still need to know.
It's an honor, right?
Sounds
Sounds like an achievement.
Is the guy offering his dog for somebody to bang his dog, or for the dog to bang them?
No. You misunderstood.
I don't know who's the payer and the payee in this.
the payer, the payee.
No,
I don't know.
either way, somebody's paying this guy to either let the dog bang them.
I don't know. Maybe the guy likes to watch, and I'll pay you.
So he's a bestiality
They'll pay
cuck.
you. Yeah, there you go. Anything's possible.
Oh
He's
man,
a German Shepherd cuck.
Anything.
yeah. Hey man,
Yeah,
to each their own, I guess.
Oh yeah, baby.
What are the odds? What are the odds that this
that animals
that this
fucking
undercover
humans? I mean,
that this
there's
undercover officer's like
odds.
super hot. Just like you hear all these like students banging their hot ass teachers.
Yeah, right.
Where were these?
What
When
were
I was in school.
What were these dogs that are available to fuck when I was in school? Is ever getting that?
Exactly what I was getting at.
Ah,
Like,
okay, all right. Just making sure. Yeah, because sometimes our wavelengths are. I know they're nearly the same, but sometimes they're a bit off for a few frequencies. But we're there though.
You're
I
on
knew
the
it.
other
I knew
side
it.
of the spectrum.
Yeah, no, we're not.
Yeah.
We're the same. Fuck that.
Oh my god.
Okay,
So,
so on to back to acid. Yeah, man, that
Acid,
I really
yeah.
do. I really do think it has something to do with like DMT or whatever. Because I've heard Joe Rogan talk about
well,
that a lot.
DMT is not is
Yeah, I
not a
was
psychedelic, is it? Well,
Well, I think. Well, the only reason why
I just said that out loud, and I think it
okay.
is. I
That,
disagree
when
with
I
myself.
took acid, it just felt. It was like I said, it was a very humbling experience. It felt like I was just one with myself. Like, or it felt like it was almost feeling like where, or like my origins, like who I really was, where I came from. Like, not just like. I was just seeming like as a human being.
So
It took me like that far back. It
Right.
felt like that. It felt good. It was very like lucid. Like as far as like hallucinations, like the only thing I saw really was like, the images like the lighting would be it'd be smearing, and stuff would be static. Like sometimes like
A lot of noise,
like
a
if
lot
you're
of
watching
ISO.
yeah. If you're watching TV and you have the subtitles on, those babies are dancing.
Oh, okay.
So,
every light has a tracer, and
somewhat, yeah, like smearing and stuff like that. But it's very lucid, and you just sit there and you're just thinking, and you're aware, and
Is this
like
a podcast
it's very
episode?
Euphoric. And I'm just
Should
telling
we
you
all-
my experience. I'm just saying, like,
talking
it was
about
it was really,
No,
it
I'm
was
just
a good
saying, like,
experience.
is
I
this a
mean,
future episode?
Oh,
to talk about what illegal drugs we've
No,
done. I
like
don't
all of us,
remember
all
that.
of us dab in that while we're on
Oh,
doing
that's
an
not a
episode.
good idea.
it's a 6 to 12 hour ride.
Oh,
So
yeah, strap
maybe
in.
the tail
look,
end
we'll
will
get-
come in.
We'll get
I
Rav
mean,
to steer
we
the
could
ship.
we could bring. I mean, we could find some DMT and like. That's like 15, 20 minutes if you vaporize it. If you,
I want to try DMT.
Now, what's the one with it's like the cells of the frog, and like you get a special frog.
Oh,
and
you
then
like
you get
they
this.
lick.
that's
well,
a Family Guy episode that we're
No,
licking the frog.
no.
Simpsons too.
No, but there is such a thing where there's a frog, and they just kind of get they scrape the shit off the skin, then they smoke that, and that's like
I don't know what you're
You
talking
hate
about.
frogs too.
I know, fuck that. We were just talking about that today at work, and I was just kind of curious. And then when
Yeah.
you said the DMT, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
mind.
DMT is a natural produced
Right.
or natural occurring chemical in most plants and animals, and I heard about it from Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't
and-
stop
and-
talking about it.
He
love
talks
him for
about
it, though.
he talks about it. He's like,
Awesome.
he's like by the second or third time you do it, like he's like you realize how much bullshit everything in the world is. He talks about it in one of his stand up specials and the Q&A portion he has at the end. But
A lot of people say Jim Carrey dabbled in that, and that's why he's kind of off. You know,
Well,
that's-
I mean,
that's what some people are saying.
Mike-
so
and Mike Tyson.
marijuana
it changed
marijuana is
him. Yeah.
marijuana, yeah, and Joe Rogan said it changed him
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, it just
That's why I
makes
want
you
to
think of
change it.
things
Like,
differently.
yeah, I mean, that's what acid felt like. It was such a weird perspective on life. It just the
I've
way
done
you would-
acid once, or at least I was told that I've done acid.
Yeah.
I don't remember it. There's a
They
there's a
teabagged
gap-
you, huh?
There's a
There's
gap.
acid.
There's a gap of about 18 months to 2 years in my early 20s that I don't remember much from. So I you know,
I know.
I'll see people sometimes and I'll be like, I feel like I know them from somewhere, but I have no idea. And then like they'll come talk to me and like and I have no idea who they are.
slap you around a bit.
So I mean, there's a
Rob,
lot of
wake
things
up.
that that happened back then that I've been told stories of. I was doing a lot of drugs, experimenting with a lot of things, but I know that I've taken mushrooms before
I want to do that
a couple
too.
of times. It's not. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's not like you see in the movies or whatever. Everything's just kind of like wavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything's wavy and everything's funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sounds like I can handle it. Maybe.
I've taken.
no, man.
I've done.
Mine is pretty crazy.
I've done MDMA.
Oh, pretty nutty.
I've done some ecstasy.
I had some
a couple
fake
of
shit.
times.
I bought some at a strip club. It was ripped off.
I bought some and took it.
Like perfect environment.
I was with
Yeah,
not. I
sure.
was not with my wife, but
Huh?
we weren't
Disclosure?
married or dating or anything like that at the time. So this was pre her. But the girl I was dating, I popped an ecstasy. She took an ecstasy, and I took a Viagra.
No, nice.
And it was apparently a pretty awesome night. I don't remember most of it. She remembered a lot of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember
a
that
lot
like
of it.
everything just felt awesome. Like you could every texture that you
Euphoric.
felt was like you've never felt it before in your entire life, no matter what it
Sounds
was.
like maximum euphoria
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah,
That's
it was.
awesome.
I remember that.
Very
and
cool.
so you can imagine sex on that being just like
Jesus.
The G's is everywhere.
See, that's what I kind of felt like too. Like on acid, like I would fuck. Oh my god! I googled like some, a little bit about that, but whatever, just kind of dabbling back and forth there. But yeah.
fucking a dragon.
Yeah, dragon fucking on fumes. Yeah,
Oh man, yeah, we fucking druggies here.
yeah.
I'm the only prude here.
No,
Like,
you're not.
What?
You're not a Puritan.
Dude, you've
I only dabble with some beer and some weed, little grass,
Fucking
and
black tar
that's about
heroin.
it. Yeah, some black tar heroin.
Every Joe's fucking.
Fucking put it between my toes.
China White.
can't-
Between my toes.
Yeah, the shit
fucking
between my
hard
toes
with the
now.
throat. Fucking start. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Out of the furnace?
Yeah, out of the furnace. There you go. Yeah.
What was that? What was that movie?
Give me the fucking
What was that
hot dog.
movie where
Give me the fucking hot dog.
the guy was like shooting up in between his toes?
I was just talking about Out of the Furnace.
That's not
Woody Harrelson does that
that's
in
what
that
I'm talking
movie.
about.
No.
It's like it's a military movie. Like the main guy's investigating a murder or something like that. And
When did it come out?
That sounds familiar. I
back
don't
in the
know.
'90s.
I dabble with
probably.
some peyote every now and then. That's about it.
Peyote, eh?
Is that the stuff that's growing in your backyard?
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I gotta lay off the peyote.
Yeah.
I'm Reese Bobby. I'm an amateur race car driver and a semi-professional tattoo artist.
Remember, Daddy, you said if you ain't first, you last. Well, I didn't say that.
I
I was
didn't
probably
say last.
high when I said that.
You can be second. You can be third.
Yeah.
I lived my whole life by that.
Yeah. He tells him he's just high when he said it. That's fucked up. Oh, come crashing down there, buddy.
God damn, that's fucking funny. That's
Oh, yeah.
I don't like Will Ferrell, but that's my favorite Will Ferrell movie.
Oh, really? You're not a real
Yeah,
fan?
I don't. I'm not
It
a
took
Will
me a
Ferrell.
while, but I appreciate his work.
I
do
know.
now.
Step Brothers, I can kind of tolerate, but I'll Talladega Nights and I'll watch Elf around Christmas.
Yeah.
But that's it, man. That's like most of his other.
Ron Burgundy? No?
No, can't do Ron
Oh,
Burgundy.
man, I
Anchorman?
loved it.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah, and Anchorman. I'm sorry.
I mean, I could quote
Oh, my
it, but
God.
like I can't watch that
It's
movie.
hilarious.
That's just pure gasoline right there.
I don't know.
A nice.
I don't feel like
mahogany.
he is the funniest part of that movie. Like,
It's pretty fucking funny, man.
Yeah,
I don't. I can
fucking
kind of.
great.
It's kind of dry.
I love it.
I don't know.
I love it, man.
I just,
Night at the
It's a
Roxbury.
great cast.
oh my god, I cannot watch Chris Kattan at all. God damn, he's terrible. And Will Ferrell's just as bad.
Yeah, I think it's fucking great.
Steve
teacher,
Butabi.
Yeah. I swear.
Butabi.
And guess who it was? Emilio Estevez. I swear to God.
I swear he got ice cream in his mouth. Emilio. Tips his
Fucking
hat.
Austin Powers. Well,
Yeah.
a cameo, but whatever.
First line of questioning was the second line of questioning. I was watching that movie recently.
What?
I love this.
What was he
They're
in
gonna make another
Austin
one.
Powers?
He was a random henchman.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah,
I think he was on two.
Like, I'm not dead yet.
Severely burned. Yeah, you hear the door open. Pow, 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 pow.
Yeah, that's the
Why
first
did
one.
you shoot me?
Yeah, the second one he comes out like they're on a highway and it's just fucking stupid, but it's great.
Then the other one.
Okay. I haven't seen the Austin Powers movie.
And
in
which
a long
one's the
time.
one with
I watched them
Mark
recently.
Wahlberg?
Great.
Boogie Nights?
No,
Hey, Mark Wahlberg.
Transformers?
he did part 2 with Mel Gibson.
The Happening?
John Cena's in there.
The Marine?
Will Ferrell and
Oh,
Mark Wahlberg.
Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home. There you
Oh
go.
my god! Oh yeah,
That's pretty good. That's pretty
Is that the one
entertaining.
where he
well,
like
the one
kisses
with
his dad on the
that's part two.
He kisses him on the lips.
That's part
Jesus
two. John
Christ.
Lithgow. That was great. I was laughing my
I was
ass
like,
off when I saw
oh,
that.
what the fuck?
I love John
Part 1 and
Lithgow.
part I mean, it's entertaining. I can see what you mean by Will Ferrell or
God,
Chad from Red Hot Chili Peppers, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Chad Smith.
Chad Smith. There you go. They do look a lot alike.
They do look a lot
Fucking
alike.
crazy a lot.
They have shirts that say like one of them says I'm not Will Ferrell, the other one says I'm not Chad Smith.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Cool.
Brah.
Cool.
So does anybody else feel like they're dying for fun tonight, today?
Okay,
Well,
and on that,
tomorrow?
Well, on that note,
you got something else to bring up?
yes, I do.
Oh,
If you
you should.
listen this far, what happened?
Nothing.
No, if you listen to this far in the podcast, don't forget to hit subscribe to our channels.
Oh yeah, go on our
YouTube.
YouTube channel.
And if you got the time,
No,
don't force yourself.
Make the time.
Don't hurt yourself either.
Make the time.
Follow us on
But
Instagram.
just go and do it.
Go to Google and just type in Gentlemen No Class, and you'll be able to see everything that we're affiliated with.
Yeah, everything that we're affiliated with.
And that's what I said. If you want to, you don't have to. But
And if you like what
just
we're
gonna have
doing and you like the people who make this show tick, head over to Eureka Heights Brewing, pick up some beers over there, hang out. We got some great stuff coming up over there. That's coming up. Also, head over to the HC Universal Network page. There's some great podcasts on there that you can kind of jump on there. If you have the I don't know what the fuck it's called if you don't have an iPhone. What's the shit called? Like a Google Play Store or something like that. Like HC has an app on there. You can stream us and all the other great podcasts that are on the HC Universal.
Spreaker?
Yes, but why? Talking Sound. I'm gonna guest on Talking Sound
You
here.
must be very proud of yourself, Rob.
I'm just saying.
You flexing, huh?
Yeah, you're
I'm
fucking
flexing that cock a little bit
cock.
right there. But anyway, there's some great podcasts over there. Billy Stewart does a show called Scary Dad, and he talks about Halloween and home haunts and scary movies and kind of that he does Texas Frightmare Weekend and stuff like that. He's big into that stuff, man. He does some great stuff. Good friend of ours, and there's some other really great podcasts on the HC Universal Network. So y'all should check that out for sure. I know we don't plug them enough, but we should. So
Yeah,
There's no dancing around that.
there's no dancing around that at all. So
And that's if you want to. If you want to. Nobody's forcing.
no,
you.
fuck that.
Not
They can
by
do-
gun, not yet. But that's
Cliff's
if you
got
want
one.
to. Yes, we got several. Don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about it.
Do it. No,
Yeah.
This
please.
isn't fucking Nike. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Okay, so
Gentlemen, no class, just do it
Gentlemen, no class. Just fuck
with
it.
your dog.
and on that note, I caught that a little late. But
That
yeah.
is wonderful. That is, you know,
Bestiality 2020.
You
Yeah.
brought it up.
that's sexy though. Yeah. It's trending. Yeah. It's edgy.
Hey, it's in the news, man.
It is. It is.
Oh,
I'm not
speaking
knocking
of the
it.
news, I know we're trying to sign off, but fuck this. Did you hear about the guys that went into that house in Southeast Houston to smoke pot and there was a fucking tiger in the house?
Oh shit, no.
You didn't hear about that?
This spot over here with this tiger
Yeah,
marks
there's
over here
this
look
fucking
right.
tiger in the
We can
house.
smoke
they call-
over here.
And it's in a cage. The only thing holding this cage closed is a fucking zip tie.
Oh my
And
god!
I heard a quote from the vet. They're like, "Yeah, we pulled the tiger out of the house, or whatever. It was a very fat tiger. Like the tiger was very well fed. It wasn't like it was starved. or
Fucking going to
anything like
Chinese buffets and shit.
Fucker. He's gonna go to jail for overfeeding.
Go to corral and shit.
that. Who has a tiger in their house and is overfeeding it?
What the fuck are
In
they
guess
eating?
they love-
Houston.
I guess they
in an
love
abandoned
Garfield.
house in Southeast Houston.
Must be a Garfield.
A lot of
fan.
crazy
Gotta
stuff
turn
going down
into
in
Garfield.
Southeast,
That's
especially
where the
that.
port is. That's where
especially-
all that El Chapo drug money's coming in
yeah.
at. Oh, speaking of El Chapo, I wanted to talk
fucker's
about
arrested.
this. Have you seen the documentary on Netflix about the Fire Festival?
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah,
Have
I've
you
seen
seen it?
some of it. Yeah.
Oh, my
It was really
God.
depressing. I had to turn it off at one point.
Oh my God! That I
know,
remember
the way-
that happening. I'm so glad they made a documentary about that.
Like
I
the way
remember
they
that
because
too.
that guy is such a piece of shit,
Yes.
and Ja Rule is a piece of shit
Yeah,
too.
he is.
Menage! That's why he did it. Me and Rap came
Yeah.
up with the theory. Like, all he wanted was his menage from Fast and Furious.
Oh, Fast and
The
Furious.
very
Okay,
first
I
one.
got
Yeah.
you now. I'm glad he named
Yeah,
the title.
yeah.
I got the reference.
Menage! Monica! That's how it goes. That's his acting.
That's the way he talks, man.
Yeah, that's how he talks. That's how he breathes, too.
Yeah, so if you haven't checked out the Fire Festival documentary on Netflix, oh my God.
I want to
like,
hear Ja Rule do a nursery rhyme or something.
I want to hear Ja Rule's like that whole documentary. Like as shit starts going south, like they can kind of edit Ja Rule out of that to like give him like some plausible deniability.
Yeah,
And I don't
that's
know
true.
how much.
You forget that he's involved.
Yeah,
That's
until
very
the
much
very
so.
end, until they're trying to turn it around. And it was a great idea. The app was a great idea. They could have launched the app with just some social media marketing and not done that festival and probably been kind of successful at it, to be honest with you.
Wigway 2
Yeah,
built out.
Grady.
That's awesome.
But I
Damn.
mean, the app, the basis for this whole thing, you forget about it, was this app where you could just, me or you could open up this app and be like, I want Beyonce to play my birthday party. How much is it going to be?
That's right. They're making a
know what I mean?
movie on this too. I think already.
Is it?
an actual movie? Yeah.
Oh wow, good. 'Cause-
Yeah, it's like this is fucked up,
Well,
man.
it's seriously like it's not going to take much embellishment because the drama involved in this was pretty fucked up to begin
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
I mean, they're on that part of the island where there's no fucking running water, no food, no lights. They drop off there. Everybody's drunk. They got all these tents. Everything's soaking wet. And all these, honestly, like there's a lot of people online that are like, if you can afford, $250,000 for a ticket to this festival to go see Blink-182 in the fucking in the Bahamas, like go fuck yourself. Like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like
he
fuck-
deserved this shit. I'm
That's
sorry.
fucked
I'm
up.
sorry, but like you don't like. That's seriously fucked up. Like even if I like scrape together my entire life savings and pay $250,000 for this ticket, like there's people that like I don't want any tents. I don't want anybody in any of the tents around me, and they're cutting open these tents.
Yeah.
Like to make sure that nobody would sleep in the tents next to them. That's dude.
Damn,
It was
man.
like Lord of the Flies shit. You know what I mean? Like,
fuck.
don't know.
Jesus,
I
it's
just-
and
hostile.
they won like all these lawsuits, won litigation against this guy, and he's still like he doesn't have any money. I don't know what they're going to get paid off of, but like
Yeah.
he's out on parole and still running
scamming shit.
scams.
Yeah, still scamming shit. That's awesome.
well, he's got to pay him somehow.
I got to get mine.
And all
You
these
know that?
people that were involved
You
in
ever
this
heard of that?
festival that were working for him were like.
They got fucked.
They're like, yeah, dude. They're like, oh yeah, I put like $150,000 on my personal Amex to make this festival happen, and it didn't. and now I'm out that money.
And then that one guy that was like, because they were going to bring water. Customs was not going to bring in water.
Oh yeah, he was gonna go suck that guy's dick to get the water.
He was literally
holy shit,
prepping him out, man.
Oh yeah,
he was doing some
I don't
jawbone
remember.
workouts.
I think that's where I stopped.
Then he was going to suck the
I didn't
dick.
see that part. I don't
Oh my
I don't remember
God.
that
He was really
part.
going to do it too.
he was.
Who was the owner?
No, not that guy.
He was like
that-
an investor or something.
Oh,
he was
an
like he was a partner for sure.
Yeah, he was a part. He was something. He was in marketing or something for it. That was seriously fucked up.
Yeah,
Like,
check that
Jesus Christ,
documentary. It's
I
pretty
Yeah,
good.
check out. There's another one on Amazon Prime, maybe, or on YouTube or something.
Amazon and Netflix is what they're on.
Yeah, so there's one from a guy that was going to Fire
Actually,
Festival.
that's fucking Hulu.
So there's
either
there
one.
maybe it's on Hulu. Maybe you're
Yeah,
right.
it
So
is
maybe it's on
Hulu.
Hulu. So the Netflix one is the Fire Festival, like the documentary about it. But there's another one like on Amazon or Hulu. I think it's Hulu though.
It is Hulu.
It's just this guy documenting his trip to Fire Festival and how shitty it was. Like it starts off like, "Woo, we're going to the airport, private jet," and they're like, their private jet is like.
Commercial airline.
It's a commercial airliner, basically, that they fucking like slap dick this Fire Festival logo on, and they're like, "Oh yeah, the fucking jet's like falling apart." They're like pulling the trim off of it, and the inside, they're like, "What the fuck? It's just falling apart."
So the one on Netflix, I know we're sidetracking, but the one on Netflix, they okay for a camera to be in there and knowing that they're fucking up, and they're like, "Yeah, hit record. We're recording this shit."
Yeah.
Or
If
was
you
this
watch-
guerrilla style?
Like, no. Like this. That's what's so fucked up about this. The guy Brandon or whatever his name is. He's like, "No, record. Just get all this. We'll edit it later." Like it's all this just raw footage, and like it's interviews with all of these people that were involved in the festival. And they're like, up until all these people are like, "Dude, we've got to cancel this thing. We've got to cancel. Like, we don't have housing. All these things that people have paid money for, beach villas and things like that. They bought this island and they made an initial payment on it, and then they were supposed to make payments until the official, the closing, whatever. But the guy who owned the island was like, you cannot say that this was Pablo Escobar's private island.
And what they fucking do?
The first advertisement, they're like, "Come party on Pablo Escobar's island," and he's like, "Nope, you're done. Bye." Kicked them off the island. So then they had to go find somewhere else to have this thing. So they initially advertised this as this big, come to this private island with this huge, festival, super exclusive, beachfront villas, all these things that didn't even exist on this island, okay? So then they're like, well, we're going to have to move it. So they found basically a neighborhood that hadn't finished being built yet on this other island.
Right.
Okay. And they're like, we'll do it there. We'll build out the stage and blah, 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 whatever there. So they start sending out information about it, and they edit out the fact that, like, the pictures of it edit out the rest of the island. But there's no running water. There's no electricity. There's no stage. Like, they're building the stage. Like, the guys I feel bad. Like, I'm in sound. I see all this equipment that these guys have hauled down there, these line arrays and shit. And like, there's no beachfront villas. They're renting out houses basically like Airbnb style across the island. They can't afford. There's no money. Like they're like, all right, we have, I don't even know how many 6,000 people coming down there, and they were like, we have housing for. They only had housing for like half of those people, and like even then, the guy was like, we've got to put this on. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. And up until like the day before, basically, like, one of the people that worked for him, like, that booked all the bands, like, he booked the bands for like double and triple what their going rate were.
Right.
You know what I mean? Had no idea how to negotiate, was just, booking them. And so, like, he canceled all the bands. Blink backed out, but then he was like, we don't have any place to put the bands. We don't have any. And then, so, like, all these people are on this island with a single runway, like, they can't get off the island. Oh my god, it's fucking terrible.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, how the fuck did they get out eventually?
Well, they just had to wait until, like, the airplanes took them out eventually.
Damn.
Little by little, all these people.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
And how long were people on there?
A couple of days at least, with nothing. No running water, no running water, no showers, no toilets, no food. Like they all kind of scattered, dispersed across the islands. Like they were trying to make this thing happen. They had hired all these workers from the island in the Bahamas to build stages and stands and this and that, and put all these tents up. They were hurricane relief tents from Hurricane Matthew.
Yeah,
and like they put all these tents up. None of those workers got paid. None of them.
Damn.
It's super fucked up. Go watch the documentary if you haven't watched it. I forget what it's called. It's like Fire Festival or something. FYRE.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super fucked up.
You fly at it.
Well,
So,
It's fucking terrible.
yeah,
awesome.
it is.
What a
We should
piece
do a
of
Gentleman
shit.
No Class Festival
What
like
a
that.
piece of shit.
yeah.
That's the no class part.
fucked up. That's the fucking death threats and shit for the rest of my life. Yeah, it's worth it.
I'm in. I'm
It was
sold.
worth it for a few chuckles, but fuck it.
I'm sold.
We'll just give away tickets. That way there's no money involved. No cash transactions.
And on that note, guys,
On several notes, yes.
Yeah, on Sutherland and
I am Jake.
I'm Paul.
and I'm Rob.
This has been Gentlemen No Class.
Goodbye, lady.
The fuck was that? What the
I don't know. Fuck him. We'll catch y'all later.
I love you.